Good afternoon, guys. So, as usually, we'll just wait for another 5 minutes, okay? After 5 minutes, we'll start the session. Good afternoon to everyone, okay? And in the meantime, please confirm me, have you implemented the text-to-text mode? You just keep a poll, let me know. If you want an explanation of that particular code, let me know, I'll just explain, okay? Okay. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Okay. I have created a poll, let me know in the poll, okay? And if you're facing any issue while implementation, let me know in the chat, okay? In the Q&A, let me know. We will just start after 5 minutes. Okay? Okay. Okay, fine. I hope everyone joined the session. And I see only 8 members have implemented it, and 4 people haven't implemented it. And I just see only 12 people have voted for it. So I want everyone to implement that. Okay. In the drive link which I have provided, the notebook is also uploaded. Okay, you can check the notebook over there. And also in the meantime, I see a query. You have been marked absent for 3 sessions, but you have missed only 1 session. Okay, so the attendance will be marked. See, the thing is, you will be registering with your mail ID, right? So, be it college mail ID or your own personal mail ID, you're registering, you'll be giving your mail ID, right? You need to use the same mail ID while joining the session, okay? So, while joining the session, also, you need to use the same mail ID. Okay, and if you are still using the same mail ID and if you're still having that issue, just email to this guys. Okay, I'll just mention here. So email to this. Okay, I have just replied to you. I just mentioned an email ID. Everyone email to this email ID. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. Thank you. And I will share the drive link once again. Just give me a minute. So today I want you people to implement the text to image model. Okay. Text to image model. Yesterday we have implemented text to text, right? So today we will be implementing text to image, and after that we will be seeing this GANs. Okay, what exactly the GANs are? We will be exploring GANs. Is that clear, everyone? So you are asking the drive link, right? So this is the drive link. I just updated the drive link also. Hope everyone are able to see the drive link. So now what we will be doing is, even today also we will be implementing this text to image. We'll take a short break after that. Then we'll start with GANs. Understanding GANs architecture is very important. Okay. Fine. So everybody just create a folder on your desktop and let me know. We'll follow the same process today and we will implement the text to image model. Okay. Thank you. Shall we start, guys? I hope everyone has created a folder on the desktop. Let me just share the screen. I'm sharing my full screen. Okay. So this is my new folder again. All I need to do is I need to open this folder in the VS Code. So let me just write command over here and I'm opening it in the VS Code. Okay. Okay. So now I got VS Code. Now what I need to do, as usually, what are the files I need to create? One file is app.py, right? App.py. In this, I'll be writing all my code, right? And the other one is .env file to store the API key, correct? So these two are the files which are required, correct? So as we are implementing this text to image model, we can refer to the documentation and fetch that API. Okay, we'll just do that now. Just fetch the code and we'll make the changes accordingly in the code and we'll implement it. Okay. And in between, if anyone is having any doubts, you can let me know. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me just switch to here. So we have explored this dashboard also yesterday. Let me just go to documentation. So here on the left side pane, you're seeing image generation, right? Click on that. You see, for Gemini, use Gemini 2.0 Flash preview image generation. Before you begin, ensure that you use a supported model and version for image generation. And for image generation, use one of the image gen models, 3, 4, or 4 alter. Note that those models are only available on the paid tier. Okay, just make sure that whatever the models that we are using are not available, were not on the paid tier. Okay, just make sure. Okay, here we are having Gemini 2.0, and what it is saying, the following code demonstrates how to generate an image based on a descriptive prompt. Okay, so this is the prompt. Prompt what it is saying, can create a 3D rendering image of a pig with wings, top hat flying over a happy futuristic sci-fi city with lot of green. So this is the kind of an image we'll be getting. So I'll just copy this code. Okay, I'll just copy the code. See, everything is available for me in the documentation. All I need to do is I need to know how to implement it. That's it. I have just pasted in the .env. I need to paste it in app.py. Saving this. Fine. Okay. Let me just open the terminal. Now prompt opening. And as usually, I'll be creating this environment. Okay. Environment I will be creating. So everyone knows, right? Why are we creating this environment? This virtual environment, why are we creating? Everyone is aware, I guess. And if you want me to explain, let me know in the Q&A. Okay. Once I'm done with this code, I'll be explaining in the Q&A. Okay. Fine. So it is still creating. So what are the files present in this virtual environment? There is this include, library, scripts, and also this configuration file. So in the scripts, we'll be having an activate file. Okay. Activate.bat file, activate file. We need to make sure that we are activating that file. Okay, see here you can see the activate, right? We need to make sure that we are activating this by going into the scripts. So what I will be doing is to activate that environment, there were two methods. I can directly copy this path and paste it over here and activate, or else the other way is I need to write it over here. CD scripts, typing activate, and after activating coming out of this virtual environment. Okay. So until here, everything is clear, right? How do we keep, okay, how to use the terminal? So if it's not too much, okay, fine. It's totally fine. See, even yesterday I was expecting the queries, but no one was responding. Okay, I'll explain everything. Okay, even if it is taken for the whole session, I'll just explain. And also, I see two people have raised their hand. Yes, Monica, may I know your query? So, what are you not understanding exactly? Why are we creating those things, or else? So, did you understand about text-to-text image, text-to-text code? So, yesterday I was asking, but no one was responding to that. It's fine. I'll just explain today, okay? So, today we'll do one thing. Today we'll completely spend about this text-to-text and text-to-image code, and please respond to me whatever the query I'm asking. Whatever the query I'm asking, just respond to me, okay? As no one was responding to me, I thought that you are understanding the things. Okay, just respond to me when I was asking any confirmation. Okay, fine. Okay, let me just share the screen. Okay, internet connection issue. Fine. Okay, now I hope everyone is able to see the screen. I'm sharing my full screen. Let me just open Microsoft OneNote. Okay. I hope everyone is able to see the screen. So first I will be explaining what files are we creating, why are we creating them. Then we'll go into the code implementation part. Okay. So to implement that code, what is the file that we have created? App.py, right? App.py file. This is one file. Let me just write it properly. App.py. This is one file we have created. Another file is .env. These are the two main files we have created initially. After creating a folder and opening that folder in the VS Code, these are the two main files we have created. Correct. So along with this, yesterday we have created also this requirements.txt. Requirements.txt. Okay. Text file. So what are these three files individually? So we all know .py means it's a Python file, right? .py is a Python file. So in this app.py, we'll be writing the code, okay? Code, implementation code or the functions, or if you want to define any class, you can define the class, okay? In this file, we can write multiple functions, like a module, you can say. Okay, in the app.py, we'll be having all the code implementation part. In the .env, in the .env, we'll be storing the API key, or else database credentials. Okay, database credentials, all the important things which should not be mentioned in the code file, we'll be storing it in the .env file. Okay, API key, database credentials, like if you are using your SQL, Microsoft local SQL server, you'll be storing your username, your password. Okay, You'll be storing to store all the important credentials, all the private credentials, which the things which needs to be kept private. These things will be creating this .env file. Okay, .env file. These two things clear. And if you're having any doubts on these two app.py and .env, let me know in the chat box. Okay, I'll just whenever I see the chat, I will explain. Try to explain it once again. Now coming into this requirements.txt. What exactly is this requirements.txt? See, I will say about virtual environment which we have created. I have created this file folder, right? What exactly this is doing, I'll just say now. Okay, let's say there were 4 people working on a final year project. 4 people, 1 2 3. Let me just write you 1 2 3 4. 4 people working on a project. Okay, on a project, and we all know, even if it is any project or a final year project, major or a minor project also, only one main person will be working on the project, right? Correct. And the other will be contributing to the project. Correct. So what happens is, this one main person in the group has completed the project. Okay, has completed the project. Now these 3 people have contributed in completion of that project, but these 3 guys are not having any idea how this project implementation was done. Okay, listen carefully. Only one person has done the project in the 4 members group, and these 3 members are not having any idea on this project, how it is done, how the things are executed. Correct. So now let's say all these 3 persons decided to call this guy, the first guy, and they were asking for the code file. Okay, they have asked for the code file. The main guy sent them the code file. He again sent them the code file. Okay, he sent the code file. Now these 3 members needs to figure out how to execute this file. Okay, and they have figured it out and they have executed that file. Let's say that file is a machine learning model file. Okay, ML model file. Okay, clear until now? Getting what I am saying? Is there any voice disturbance from my side? Thing right? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll just share the screen once again. Or else I'll just share that OneNote for now, so it will be better. Yeah, OneNote is, this is OneNote. Okay, where are we discussing? Whatever the file these 3 members have requested, so this single person has shared the file to those 3 members, and that file is a machine learning model file. Okay, machine learning model file. So in this first person system, I'm sorry, just give me a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, so this ML model file is working in this person system. Okay, now it needs to also work in these persons. Okay, in this 3-person system also, this file needs to run, right? So as this person have shared the file, it needs to run, right? So what happens, initially they will be getting errors. Why they will be getting errors? Because let's say, not let's say, that is the scenario. What happens is, this person's Python version is 3.12. Okay, And for this person, let's say the Python version is 3.10, and let's say this guy is using 3.9 only. Okay, this guy didn't even execute. Okay, just forget about the fourth person for now. So the person who executed the file have used 3.12, and the second and the third person Python version is 3.10 and 3.9. So now what happens is, as this main person was using 3.12, his scikit-learn version could be 2.0 point some x. But this person, when he tried to install this library, okay, he'll be definitely getting a no module error. Correct, no module error. Yesterday even we are also getting. So even this person will try to pip install scikit-learn. So, but he is using 3.10 version. According to this, he may get scikit-learn version of 1.6.1, and this guy may get 1.5.1 only. Okay. See, the file was able to run. The model was built on this version. Okay, the model is built on this version, and if they're running to, I mean, if they're trying to run that pickled model, okay, you know the pickled model, right? If you don't know, just mention that you're not aware of pickling the model. I'll just explain. So these two guys are just running the end file, okay, the last pickled model file they are running, because now again they'll face an error because that pickled model, okay, that model is built on scikit-learn version 2.0.x, but they were having this 1.6 and 1.5. If they try to load that pickle model, okay, that pickled model, if they try to load, it will not support these versions. It will not support this version. It will not load because this pickled model was built on this version. Understood? Understood what I just told? Any confusion? Clear? Doubt? See, is it clear or you are having any doubt? If you are having doubt, let me know. I'm just monitoring the Q&A so that I can explain directly. Everyone. Okay. So yeah, you understood, right? So now, in order to make sure, that this particular model, okay, machine learning model is running on these two persons, okay, in order to make sure that the model, the machine learning model, just a minute, that machine learning model is running on second and third person laptop, we need to make sure that we need to install the same 2.0 point some x version of scikit-learn. If we install this particular version scikit-learn only, this pickled model will be running in second and computer, okay, second and third computer. But there is another thing. See, they were having this 1.6 and 1.5, right? 1.6 and 1.5. 1.6.1, 1.5 point, let's say 1 again. So this is second and this is third, right? So they were actually having some other projects which are running on the same version. Okay. They were having some other versions. I mean, they were having some other projects which they were running on the same version. Okay. For second person, it is running on 1.6. For third person, it is running on 1.5.1. Okay. So now, if they install this version, will they be able to run the other projects which are running on this version? If they install the 2.0 version, will the second and the third person will be able to run the other files which are running on 1.6 and 1.5? Will they be able to run those files? See, my question is, they were having that to run that pickled model file to run their final year project, they need to install the 2.0 point some X version. Okay, so they need to install that version, but they were already having a scikit-learn version of 1.5 and 1.6. Okay, these two version files they are having. I mean, these two version scikit-learns they are having, both the persons. So if they install this 2.0 version, will they be able to run the previous files, whatever the project files which are running on 1.5 and 1.x? Is the question clear? Confusing? Okay, I'll just repeat the question once again. Okay. See, pickled file is nothing but in the machine learning model, you will build the model, right? In the machine learning, you will build the model. So in order to make sure you are using this model and doing the predictions, okay? You are using the model and doing the predictions, you will be pickling the model, okay? This is G. Pickling. What pickling is, you will be storing all the model weights in one single file format, in the pickle file format. So let's say your model name is M mod, okay? Your model name is mod. So you will be saving it as mod.pkl. So .pkl in the sense, this is a pickle file. This pickle file will have all the weights of this machine learning model, which is giving a perfect response, okay? Is that clear what is a pickle file first? Is pickle file clear? Is it clear regarding the pickle file? What a pickle file is? Now, it's not an extension. It is how you store your models, okay? It is how you store your models. Okay, fine. Now, the very first person in whose laptop the project is running, he has pickled the machine learning models. He has pickled that particular model, and that pickled version model was using scikit-learn version of 2.0.1. Okay, let's say this is the version. If I'm having this scikit-learn version only, this model will be running. Okay, if not, it will not run. So this second and third guy are having what models? 1.6 and 1.5. So will these two guys will be able to run this file? See, the first guy was able to run this pickle file if he was having this version only. Now second and third guy were having this 1.6 and 1.5.1. So now these both guys will be able to run this pickle file. That is my question. Yes, correct. They won't be able to run, right? Okay, fine. Now you got it. So they won't be able to run that file because they need to, these two guys also needs to have 2.0.1 version only in order to run this file, right? So now let's say if these two guys install this version, then they will be able to run that file, correct? So the thing is, they were also having another file, okay? They were also having another pickle file, which is running on this version and this version. See, the second person is having 1.6.1, third person is having 1.5.1 version. Okay. This is second and this is third person, okay? So they were already having some other pickle files, okay? They were already having some other pickle files which are running on this 1.6 and 1.5. If these two guys install, if they install this version, will they be able to run the file? If these two guys they install 2.2.1 version of scikit-learn, will they be able to run these files? Understood? No, they will not be able to. Okay, they will not be able to run these files because this is built on this version only. Okay, this pickle file is built on 1.6.5 version, 6.1 version only. Along with this version, they will have the NumPy version, they will have the Pandas version. All these versions should match. Okay, all the versions should match, then only they will be able to run this file. Okay, so let's say the NumPy and Pandas is matching, but for scikit-learn, as they have installed this new version 2.2.1, will they be able to run this file? No. In order to run this file, they need to have 1.6.1 version only. This is called a version conflict. See, all these things which you have got to understand is called as a version conflict. Okay, version conflicts we'll be calling it as. I'll just write here version conflict. So in order to make sure that we are not having any version conflicts, we will be creating the virtual environment. Okay, virtual environment. Up to version conflicts clear? Everyone, Krish, Chirag, Monica, Shridhar, and also Rohini, Gopi, Janish, Abhay, Abhishek, Adarsh, everyone, guys. Up to version conflicts, it's clear, right? Fine. Now, so now I told you, right? So in order to avoid those version conflicts only, we'll be creating this virtual environment. So what exactly virtual environment does? See, if you're understanding this virtual environment, you will understand the Docker also. You will understand Docker concept also. It's almost the same, but the terminologies will be different. The working will be the same for virtual environment and Docker. The terminology will be different. Okay. So why do we create this virtual environment? So let's say I'm having a project with this version. I'm having a project with this version. Okay. These two are the versions I'm having. And now one of my friends sent me a machine learning model pickled file. And that particular file is working on 1.5.1 version. Okay. Now I need to downgrade. Okay. Now I need to downgrade my, like, whatever the scikit-learn version, I'm just downgrading that version. So will I be able to run these files? No. If I directly do pip install, I won't be able to run these two files. So in order to make sure that I am able to run this file, and this file, I will create this virtual environment. Okay. I'll create virtual environment. Okay, virtual environment. So virtual environment will make sure that it is isolating all the versions in that single file only. Okay. So let's say this is the whole bubble of virtual environment. Whatever the libraries you're installing will be inside this environment only. It won't be conflicting with the other versions which you are installing in your local. Okay. They will not clash with the local and they won't change the local version. Yesterday we were getting an issue, right? That is the main issue. Okay. Environment has been created yesterday, but it is not pointing out to the environment. Okay. It is pointing out to the local. That was the issue yesterday. So let's say this is your local system and you have created a virtual environment for the file and you have not created a virtual environment for the other file. Okay. So these are the two scikit-learn versions. For one, you have created a virtual environment. For the other file, you haven't created a virtual environment. Let's consider. So for this one, the scikit-learn version is 1.6.1. For one which you have created virtual environment, the version is 2.0. Cross X, okay? So now if I directly do pip install, without creating the virtual environment, then this version will be affected, okay? This version will be affected. But if I create a virtual environment and do the pip install, this will be staying in the same, okay? This will not be affected, this will not be affected, and again I could get a 1.5.1 version also. So virtual environment is isolating the things, okay? Isolating the things. Isolated environment it will be created, okay? It will be creating a isolated environment. Even Docker is also, what does Docker do? It will combine all the application and all the libraries and create an isolated environment in Docker also. How it is isolating from other versions? This is how it is doing. Environment. Virtual environment makes us to isolate our application, okay? Isolate our application, and it will make sure that we are not causing any conflicts with the other files which are present in our system, okay? Is virtual environment concept clear? Any doubts? Okay, fine. So one more thing we forgot. Requirements.txt. So why did we create this requirements.txt? So I told you, right? There were 4 friends, one, two, three, and the fourth person just exclude him. He's not ready to do the project also. So this person run the project and these two are able to run the project. So if this person sends the scikit-learn version, what is the version he has installed? Let's say this first person has installed 2.0.1. So if this person shares the same version with 2 and 3, even they will also able to run this file, right? They will also able to run this file. So how do we share these versions? We'll create a requirements.txt file and he will write scikit-learn, and with the scikit-learn he will write the 2.0.1 version. If you are writing this, then the second and third person will be directly installing this version and they will be executing the file. Clear? Clear, guys? Why we are using env app.py requirements.txt? Clear? Any doubts, anyone? Okay, no doubts, right? If you're still having any doubts, if you're having any doubts, let me know. Understood the concept? Okay, okay, fine. So we will now implement the text to image model. Okay, I hope everyone understood. If everyone is fine, we'll just go with the text to image implementation. I'll explain that code also, and after that we will be implementing this. Sorry, after that we will be going for this text to text code understanding also. Okay, text to text code understanding also we will do once. But before that, as of today, we will be doing the text to image implementation. And do you want me to explain how we are creating the files and how I am opening in the VS Code? Do you want me to show that? If it is required, let me know. If not, I'll directly open my VS Code. Okay, up to creating folder is clear. From there, I will show. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me just kill this. The virtual environment is already created in this. Just create a new folder. Let me create a new folder, and then I will share my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. I have created a new folder. Let me just share my whole screen now. And if you're having any doubts in between, let me know. Okay. Don't hesitate. Just drop that particular doubt which you're having. I will explain. Okay. Okay. Able to see the screen, right, everyone? See, there are two ways. There are two ways to open this folder in the VS Code. Okay. There were two ways. The first way I will show now. First is the basic way. We'll type VS Code. We'll type open, and we'll just consider a new window over here. Click on file. Okay. Click on this. You'll be seeing a file. Okay. Or else if you're directly seeing a file like this, click on file. Click on new window. New window. Close the old one. So this is my new window, right? This is my new window. In order to open the my new created folder name is text to image. Okay. Text to image. So now what I need to do, I need to click on this. I need to click on the file, open folder, and now I need to click on desktop. As my folder is on desktop, I need to click on text to image which I have just created. Select that folder. So this is one way. Okay, this is one way to open the folder in the VS Code. Okay, understood the first way? I hope everyone understood the first way. Okay, fine. So now I'll say the second way. Open that folder, and here in this path, just take out this path and write CMD command. Okay, command prompt. So this is the same path, right? It is on my desktop. Text image is the folder. Now here you can write code code space dot. Okay, you need to give a space. You need to give space and type dot. Now this will be opening in the VS Code. I'm just press entering now, and it has navigated to the VS Code. See, I'll just clean this out. Clear? Clear, right? Okay. Now, now, what are the files I required? What are the files which are required? The first file is app.py, right? To run the code and to store that API key, I need env file. Okay. And also, in order to make sure that I'm not having any version conflicts, I need to create a virtual environment also. Correct. These are the three main things which I need to do. First, we'll create a virtual environment. Okay. So now I need to open my terminal. How I can open my terminal? There are two ways to open the terminal. Okay. If you see over here, there is a terminal, or else if you are seeing these three dots horizontally, click on that. Not the explore. Okay. Not the explore dots. This the top bar. Click on that. You will be seeing the terminal. New terminal. Click on new terminal. So this is one way to open the terminal. Okay. And the other different and the easiest way is you can directly click on here. Okay. No problems you're seeing, right? Click on no problems. The terminal will be opening. Click on this additional views. Click on terminal. That's it. These are the two different ways to open the terminal. Now we'll select the command prompt mode. PowerShell mode will be getting some issues. Okay. I'll just click on this drop down arrow. Okay. Everyone is able to see the drop down arrow. The launch profile. Click on that and click on command prompt. Now the command prompt terminal, we are working on this text to image, and we need to make sure that we are in the same path. Yes, we are on the same path. Now we will create a virtual environment. This is the command to create a virtual environment. So in the Python, we're having a module which is related to environment, and we want to create a virtual environment where I'm naming it. So whatever the name, so after this Python hyphen m, Python space hyphen m space venv. Up to here, whatever you type, up to here you need to type in order to initialize the environment. Okay, in order to initialize the environment. But to create the environment, all you need to do is just give the environment name. As I'm creating this text to image, right? See, by default, every environment name is .env. Okay. By default, the environment name is .env. But I can give a different name also. I can give text to image. Okay. Text to image also I can give. So I'm just giving text to image. I can give this name, or else if I don't want this, I can give text to image also as per my project. I'll just give text to image and press enter. So now what happens? A folder is created, right? And in this folder, we're having include library and scripts. Under the scripts, we are having the activate and activate bat. To activate the virtual environment, okay, we need to activate the virtual environment, because if you're not activating it, we'll again get the version conflicts, right? So in order to avoid the version conflicts, we need to activate that virtual environment. Okay. So there are two ways to activate the virtual environment. I can just directly right click on activate bat, copy path, paste it over here, press enter. Okay. This is one way. This is one way to activate it. Okay. What I did, I just right click on this activate bat and clicked on copy path, and I have pasted it over here. Just Control V, and I have pressed enter. So you can see the difference. Before that, I'm not having anything. Okay, before this path, I'm not having anything. After activating this bat file, I got this .t2m, the dot text to image. What is this .t2m? This is the same environment name which I have given. So now I can make sure that if before the path I'm getting this, then my virtual environment is activated. Okay, this is one way to activate the virtual environment. The other way is, I'll just show you. The other way is, I need to navigate into the, see, I'm in this folder, right? I need to change the directory now. So I want to change the directory to .t t2m, and I need to go into scripts. Okay, inside the scripts I need to type only activate. Okay, and no need to give .bat over here if I'm activating in this way. I need to type activate. Okay, so now before typing activate, there is nothing before the path. But after entering the activate, after activating the environment, you can see before the path, it is making sure that this particular path is having environment. Okay, so that means that this particular project is inside a virtual environment. Okay, that project is inside a virtual environment. So now I need to come out of these two because I'm inside this. I'm inside the scripts now. I need to come out of scripts. I need to come out of the environment because I need to implement this py file because this py file is inside the text to image, not inside the .t2m. Correct. So in order to come out, I need to give cd dot dot. Okay. So why I did two times? First to come out of the scripts folder. Second to come out of this environment. Okay. Now if I see do ls, so ls will not work here. It will work in this Linux. Sorry. So now if I just type a app.py is coming. So in that case, I'm inside this text to image folder now. Okay. Understood until now? To create an environment, how to create an app.py file, how to activate an environment, how to open the folder in the VS Code. Understood, right, everyone? I see one query. Do we have to give space after VM before giving the name of the virtual environment? Yeah, I just told, right? See, I'll just type the command, okay? For virtual environment, Python space -m space venv followed by your virtual environment name. So in the case of your virtual environment, you can give text to image or else .venv. Okay. This is the command. So Python was not found for that commands. Okay. Just make sure that in your environments, okay, in your just go to in the bottom taskbar, you will be seeing the search, right? In the search type env, okay, env. You will be seeing an option called edit the system environment variables. Okay. Let me just make sure. I'm sharing the screen. See, for this issue, I'm saying Python was not found in the laptop. Okay, you're seeing your bottom taskbar, right? Type here env. You'll be seeing this edit the system environment variables. Click on open, and after you click on open, you'll be seeing in environment variables. Okay, click on that. Everyone, just make sure that under the path, okay, under the path, click on edit. You need to have this Python, okay. You need to have this path. Program Python. I'm using 3.11 version Python. Okay, you need to make sure that you're having that path. Okay, if you're not having that path, you need to install the Python in that case. Clear? Clear, Chira? I was sharing my whole screen. I hope everyone were having the Python in their laptops, right? Everyone is having the Python in the laptops, right? Do you want me to share the link to install that? No, right? Okay. So everyone please complete until the virtual environment, okay? Please complete until the virtual environment. And do you guys need a break? Okay. So in the break time, I want everyone to complete until that virtual environment, okay? Create app.py, create .env file, and create that virtual environment. And if anyone is facing, let me know. If anyone is facing any issues, let me know in the Q&A. Let's have a 10 minutes of short break, okay? Be back here by 3:20, okay? At 3:20, we'll be starting the session. Thank you. Okay, I hope everyone is back from the break, right? Fine. Okay. So where are we, guys? Done everyone creating a virtual environment, creating those files. Done. Shall we start the implementation? So Chirag, were you able to resolve your issue? And also Amit, were you able to get the virtual environment in your terminal now after activating? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So let's share the screen and we'll do the text to image implementation first. Okay. I'm sharing my whole screen. I'm sharing my whole screen. Yeah, and this is my VS Code. So let me just kill the terminal and I will open the terminal once again. Okay, in the PowerShell, I want to open it in command prompt. I'll kill the PowerShell. So here it is now it is showing, is my virtual environment activated now? No, right? Let me just activate it. So now I have activated my virtual environment. Okay. Now what I need to do, I need to get the code, right? So let me just go to the documentation. In the documentation, here I'm having the code. I will just copy this, paste it over here. Okay, in the app.py. And also I need the .env file, right? To store the API, I'll just create it. So here in this file, I'll store the API key. So how I am calling that API key? I'm not calling that API key. Okay, I need to make some changes in the code now because I need to load that API, right? In order to load the API, what was the library we are using? Python.env, right? So let me just import that library and also the other required libraries. Okay, let me just read the code first. I hope everyone is understanding. What I need to do, I need to import the library first. OS is also required. Okay, import OS, and after that from .env load.env. Okay, and I need to, in order to load this .env, I need to write this. Okay, I just need to click on this. Now the .env file has been loaded. Okay, this generic client here, I need to keep the API key. API key. Okay, I'll just type API underscore key. I'll load this. So here one thing is I'm not having the API key, right? I'm not having the API key here. See, API key is not defined. So what I need to do, I'll just define this API key. Sorry, API key equals to OS dot get environment. What environment I want? I want the Gemini API key, correct? Gemini underscore API key, fine. I'll just copy this and here, okay. Copilot is not required here. Now I need to paste the API key over here. Whatever the API key which I have created, I need to paste it over here. Let me check in my clipboard. Am I having any API key? No, I'm not having any API key. Let me just copy that API key from here. It's still loading. Click on it, copy it. I'll delete this API key. Okay. For now, I have just copied it. Paste it over here. Fine. I'm having the API key also now. Correct. I'm having the API key also. Okay. So what this code is doing, we'll just try to understand, and then I will let you know what are all the libraries required. Okay. See, for sure, we know the .env library is required, and also this GenAI library is required. Okay. But also along with them, we require another library. That library name is Pillow. Okay. Pillow. Let me just write here. Pillow is a, yeah, you can see Pillow is a library which is required for image handling. Okay. See, these are the three main libraries we need to pip install. Okay. These are the three main libraries which we need to pip install. So let me just open the terminal. Yes, my virtual environment is activated. All I need to do is I need to run this pip install. I need to install this library, this library, this library. So if I'm giving all these three libraries all at once, it will install all the three libraries at once. Okay. But if I just give this one in the first, and so let me just give it in that one. Python -dot env. Okay. I'm installing this library first. Okay. Just wait. Okay, the installation is done. What is the next library I need to install? To install Pillow. Okay, even Pillow is done. Yeah, it is still installing. Even that is done. So what is the next library? Pip install. Yeah, just keep this here. So Pillow is done. .env is done. Okay, fine. I'll just try it then. Google-GenAI. This is another library. Just press enter. You can see here for Python.env, this is the version. Okay. And for Pillow, this is the version. You can save these versions in which file? Requirements.txt file. Okay. You can save the versions. Let me just save this. But in order to save, instead of this hyphen, you need to keep double equals to. Okay. And Python.env version is 1.1.1. So let me just remove this and keep 1.1.1. Okay. So Google GenAI it is still installing. Okay, installation done. What is the Google GenAI version? This is the Google GenAI version. Okay, instead of hyphen, you need to keep equals to. Okay, fine. Let me just save this. So now if I share this file, whatever the versions which are present in this file, how you can install? I'll just show you now. Okay. Let's say now you got the file. Okay. You are having .env app.py requirements.txt. What you did, you have created the virtual environment. Now you need to install the libraries. How you need to install the libraries in one single go? If you're having this requirements.txt file, all you need to do is pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay. If you just click enter, it will check for all the libraries. If those packages are already installed in the environment, it will show requirements already satisfied. Okay. Fine. Now I will just run that file. Let's see if it is working or not. Okay. Okay, again we are getting an issue. Fine. Generic client issue we are getting. What is this client Generic dot client? We need to mention that API key. Did we mention the API key? Okay, Generic API key environment, Gemini API key. We're having the Gemini API key. Okay. What was the model that we are using? So client, this one we need to make sure here, did we give the uppercase C? This it is an uppercase C. Okay, client generic.client API key, fine. This is the same variable which is being called over here. And we are having the content, and we are also having the response client model generate content. The model that we are using, Gemini 2.0 flash preview image generation. Okay, fine. The response we want it in text and image format. Can we are configuring the which type of content should be generated? Can be in the text and the image format. Okay, and also to response from the response, we are loading the file. Okay, we are loading the file over here. API base API missing key input to use the popular API provided the API key argument. Don't we save the file? Okay. Let's check. Are we getting an error or not? Okay, go. So this is the image. This is the image as per the description. Okay, and this is the text because we were expecting the response modalities. What are the response modalities we are expecting? Text and image. If we only give image, we'll just get this image. See, previously I'm not having this image. After generating, I got that image. Correct. See, a whimsical 3D rendering of a pink pig with fluffy white wings. Style is grey, top hat through air, and it is soaring through air. Garden all under a clear blue sky. It is describing the image. Correct. See, this part of the code is making sure this part. This part of the code is making sure whatever the image which it is having. Initially, we are loading the text. Okay, we are loading this text content. We are extracting the text and we are printing the part dot text. In the part, we are having the text. This is making sure it is giving the text in our terminal, and this one is making sure we are saving the image. And what is the image name? Gemini native image. And this is also Gemini native image. The image name is, and where image.show will help us to display that image. See, when I run that particular this file, the image was directly popping up, right? So that is how we are loading that image. Okay. So this is how we need to implement the text to image. Okay, and this below will help us to load the image. Any doubts? Clear? Okay, so we can get that code. If you see over here, you're seeing this documentation, right? Just stop the screen share. I'll just share now. Image generation. Yeah, fine. See here, you're seeing this documentation, right? Click on the documentation and you will be able to see this page. And on your left side, okay, left side, you'll see image generation. Click on that. Okay. You need to scroll and you need to copy this code. Okay, click on this copy code sample and you're getting the code from here. Okay, clear? Clear, Amit? Okay, I'm just sharing that documentation link also, text to image generation. Please click on that link. Okay, how many of you got the output? How many of you got the output? Anyone got the output? Everyone still working? Do you need some time? At least let me know something. You need some time or else. So I'll just wait for another 5 minutes. Okay, in the 5 minutes I'll just stop my screen share. I'll just give 5 minutes. After that I'll stop my screen share and I want everyone to complete that implementation. Okay. In the meantime, if anyone is having any doubts, let me know in the Q&A. Done, guys. Is it done? Anyone having any doubts? So I don't see any response in that case. I'm assuming that no one is having any doubts, right? Correct. I see no one is having any doubts. So in that case, what I will be doing is I just shot my screen share, right? Fine. Okay, fine. So as we are still left with 10 minutes, in the meantime, if anyone is having any doubt, let me know. If not, we can end the session, okay? And remember, from tomorrow, we'll be discussing the GANs architecture, okay? Any doubt, anyone know? Okay, if no one is having any doubts, you may leave the session, guys. This is it for today. Thank you for attending. Thank you. See, Mega and also Shraddha, whatever the topics we have covered until now, I have shared the drive link, right? In the drive link, I will be uploading all the documented format topics, okay? In that, the topics and the subtopics will be covered, okay? Don't worry. I'll just update those things, okay? I'll just update that in the drive link. See, topics means before transformers, all the prerequisites, starting from NumPy, Pandas, statistics, machine learning, deep learning, and after that we started with transformers architecture. 6 topics, right? Up to now. And after that we have implemented text to text, text to image. So these are all the topics which we have covered until now, okay? Clear? Is that clear, Shraddha? Okay. And don't worry about those topics, okay? I will share a documented format handouts, okay? Handouts will be helpful for your preparation also. I'll upload them in the drive, okay? Don't worry. As per the day-wise, I will upload. So if you're not having any doubts, you people may leave the session. Thank you. Thank you. I will end the session in another 5 minutes. Any doubts, let me know. Okay. Ending the session now. No doubts, I think. I see no one is asking any doubts. Okay, thank you. I'm ending the session.